Why, hello! We are back here. It is the Proview Sports Report. I'm Aaron Rivera. So glad you guys could be back. I know it's been a minute since you've seen me or since I've seen you guys, but we are back here. We're in the heart of championship season in the state of New Mexico. So we've already decided a lot of them. There's still some blue trophies to be given out, though, but since I missed a few, let's take a look at some of the folks who have won some state championships over this last month, and we're going to start out with cross country here. So congratulations, team winners: Pecos in the boys, Oak Grove Classical Academy in the girls, Santa Fe Indian School, Santa Fe Prep for girls 3A, Albuquerque Academy boys 4A, Los Alamos girls 4A, Cleveland and El Dorado cleaned up in the 5A, and you take a look at some of those individual winners there. If you've watched cross country or if you've watched track and field over the last couple of years, a lot of familiar names. Tagoya Pedro out of Laguna Acoma, fantastic runner. Olivia Marquez led that Oak Grove Classical team to their girls A2A championship. Elijah England, Navajo Prep. Sophia Bear of Santa Fe Prep. Nicholas Ponte of Academy. Carmen Dorsey Spitz of Moriarty. Lucas Espinosa for Cleveland. Great showing for him. And then, of course, Gianna Raymer, who since she was an 8th grader, just cleaning up on the girls' side in 5A. She takes another state championship there, so congratulations to all of those folks. And then we had soccer that same weekend. Started out new look for it. They split the boys and girls this year, so St. Michael's beats Bosque on the girls' side, and then Santa Fe Prep beats Sandia Prep. It was 0-2 at the half in that game. Santa Fe Prep was able to come back, take it to shootouts, and beat Sandia Prep for a 3-2 shootout victory there. Huge game for the boys of Santa Fe Prep. Obviously, the Blue Griffins bring back a state trophy up there after losing last year to New Mexico Military Academy. In the 4A, Albuquerque Academy would make both games, but Hope Christian would win on the girls' side. One of the most dominant teams in probably the state's history. That Hope team lost to Academy this year. They broke a 50-some game winning streak that went back years and years and years. So they ended up taking that one to overtime. A header would decide that one 2-1. On the other side, St. Pius boys just came out super dominant. And you'll see in the top 10 when we get to that later, some magical plays by St. Pius. They would not be denied. They won 2-0. And then in the 5A, so on the girls' side, El Dorado, who were the champions a few years ago when it was played at Cleveland High School, they won this one 2-0 over Rio Rancho, again, just setting a physical tone and being dominant that entire match. And then on the boys' side, it was a tight one, but La Cueva were able to get a little flicker up into the defensive zone and just behind the defense, kick it through, hit that corner to beat the Rio Rancho Rams 1-0. Easy Ponis and boys were able to take that one for the championship. And, those are the descriptions of it, but the best way to take a look at those would be to see our interviews with players and coaches from that one, their thoughts on state soccer championships.
It was just unreal, just seeing that ball coming in the air. I knew I was in the box, and I knew that it had to go in because I knew we were going to have limited chances, and I knew we had to make the most of every chance we got in the box. Just the biggest thing is just watching the through balls. We knew they had two dominant players in the midfield, and we knew that if we were going to win, our midfield was going to have to step up and win them or beat them to the 50-50 balls and just be more aggressive than them and just want the ball more than they did.
You mean the world? Honestly, this group has been working so hard. We have some of these players since 8th grade. They've been very dedicated. And the support that we have from the school has been amazing.
I was nervous the whole time, but I just really wanted it. But at halftime, I just said I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna enjoy the second half. And these boys have put in work all season, and they were able to make it happen up top. And I'm just so happy. I was excited. That was my first PK shootout, and.
Vince told us before we even went out, he said, boys, I got this. I don't care if you make PKs or not. I'm saving the PKs we need to save, and he did it. It was amazing. I just had to get our guys playing our soccer. The first half we were playing a little frenetic out there. The second half we started to pass the ball, connect passes. no one can keep up with us when we're playing our soccer. And for the first 20 minutes, we did it. We scored 2 goals.
I think it was a rough game. It's always intense against Academy, and I just saw the opportunity, and I love using my head, so I just knew Lou gave me a great ball, and then I knew I just had to finish it. So
I'm not surprised. She does this at practice. She's done this in several other games, but the timing couldn't have been better. And just wonderful to see a kid that puts all this work in be rewarded. Her team's not surprised. We're just so proud of her and grateful. Yeah, not our prettiest match, but the effort level was great, and great moments. And again, like Nikki said, I think she said it really well, that no 2 more deserving seniors to get 5 in all 5 of their years.
Oh my God, it feels amazing, man. It's like a dream come true. Last year playing high school soccer, this was my dream from the start of the season, man. It feels amazing.
Yeah, I mean, so coming into this game, our goal differential was plus 99 in our favor, obviously, right? So, we knew we could score. I mean, teams were having trouble holding us all year, and there was some. We had a couple moments where in the second half where we probably could have put the ball in the net, and Academy made it interesting, right? So, but we jumped on them right away. We knew that was going to be a key. Playing from ahead is always very difficult for our opponents.
Yeah, I felt from the beginning we said I had to make a save, and I knew my team could score a goal. After we scored that goal, it was all on me, my team, my defense, and we got the job finished.
Yeah, we've been doing the whole year now. You can get too cocky and look too ahead, and for us to be humble, we played every game and made sure that we focused on every game. We never talked about a state championship until it was time this week, but we've been humble the whole year, and I think that's what brought us as a team, not to get too cocky, because you can get too cocky, and then that's when things can get really ugly. So always stay humble, and it paid off tonight. I'm just very proud of my team, of them sportsmanship and everything. So
I think getting a goal that early is really critical, and I think it helped us a lot get our energy up and moving really quickly in the first half. And I think it set the tone of the game really, really easily, too.
It was a really special team that came together this year as a unit, and they played for each other all year, and you see the result. So it was a really special year for us. It was not an easy grind. If you looked at paper in the beginning of the year, nobody thought we would be the ones here for sure. I mean, we had 2 really extremely difficult games against a great La Cueva team, and we were able to beat them. And these girls just grind. They just continue to play and don't give up. They battle through the whole year.
And so congratulations to all of those teams. And, interestingly, Easy Jimenez and La Cueva, Rick Canby, and Santa Fe Prep, as well as AJ Herrera and the St. Pius X Sartans, all of them were runners-up last year, right? So La Cueva lost to Centennial, St. Pius lost to Academy, and the Blue Griffins lost to NIMI. This year, able to get over that hump and get those victories. So congratulations to all of those teams and everybody there. In fact, let's take a look at some of the top plays of that as we will go to our Everguard Roofing and Solar Top 10 Plays of the Week.
Fake to give, keep it himself, end zone in his mind, he's in for the Carlsbad touchdown. Marley Munoz.
Gianna grew away with it. Now sends it down the middle. Here's movement, top of the 18, a long shot, goal! Kick near midfield, plays at the top of the 18 and into the 18. This is an opportunity, shot and scored! A goal for St. Mike's. And I believe that was Mieta. That would be number 61 for her. She was just inside the 18, parked beautifully, maneuvered, and got the shot in.
That has been a set piece I've seen several times. Ilya.
Having it is Barnes. Now it's a through ball on the right side. Free now in the box. A shot and a goal for Albuquerque Academy. Albuquerque Academy on the counter.
Kickers taking off, kicks it into space, foot raise.
Centers in. Watch out. Score! The Blue Griffins find a score.
Trying to get him on the hard count. There's pressure. Has to dump it off on a screen to Castaneda. Explodes free. Castaneda down the sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Carlsbad, as they explode on third down again.
And on the left side, tries to center it back. Nobody in blue was there. Ball goes off the Tushy. Shot, good, goal! The equalizer! Aiden Nixon with his second. Far side. Give and go. Here's a run. They cross it into the net, and it is a goal to win the championship. On this side of the pond, it's 0-0. Fired over. Uh-oh. That header into space. Watch out. Hamill. Graves. It squeaks in. Martinez with the ball. Martinez kicks it back. Watch out. Overpowered. Stolen away. Here comes St. Pius looking for their second. Trying to make the move on the defender. Cuts it in. Oh! Oleg fires it. Score! Ethan Wright abuses the defense.
How about some of those goals? It's Aaron Rivera back here with the Proview Sports Report. Our director today, Alden Iowani. And so those were the first state championships decided here in Championship November in 2025. But they're not the only ones, because this last weekend we had a couple, starting off with volleyball. So the Rio Rancho Event Center was where all of those games were played. And you know, very exciting. We start out with our Class 2A volleyball. So our top seeds were Legacy Academy and Texaco. Both of them would advance into the Final Four. Legacy Academy beating Mesilla Valley Christian 3-0, and Texaco beating Tatum in straight sets as well. But in the championship, it would be the Legacy Academy Silverbacks. Congratulations to them. A power building over on the west side of Albuquerque in small schools. So they take their first state championship in 2A volleyball into the 3A volleyball. So the St. Michael's Lady Horsemen, I mean, I think it was 3 straight years or something along those lines that we'd seen them win the state championship, trying to make it 4 straight. They were the top seed. They advanced after beating West Las Vegas into the Final Four. Cobre, who I believe were in the championship with them last year, beating Sandia Prep to get in, and then they beat Santa Fe Indian in the semifinals. Cottonwood Classical would fall to St. Michael's, both of those in straight sets. And then the Cobre Indians were able to get the championship. They avenged their loss last year. They were the state championships. Congratulations to Cobre, snapping that St. Michael's streak. But when it comes to streaks, 4A volleyball, that is where we would see the streak come back alive. The St. Pius X Sartans, what Coach Russell has done there is build a dynamic program, one that's going to be very difficult to beat. So the St. Pius X Sartans, they came into the state championships as the #1 seed. You see they beat the Albuquerque Academy Chargers on the top of that bracket, but Academy would fight their way back in the loser side of the bracket, beating Silver there in straight sets. Academy would play Goddard in the semifinals, beat them in 3, and St. Pius beat the Artesia Bulldogs, who were one of the more recent state champions. But in the finals, it was a repeat of last year. The St. Pius X Sartans just really, really hard to beat. You know, what Coach Russell's done there is great. They win back-to-back state championships here. It's 3-0 in the final set for 4A, and then we're still talking about streaks. We might as well move on to 5A volleyball, because in the 5A, the Las Cruces Bulldogs are so hard to beat. You can already see what's going on in that picture right there. But Las Cruces would beat Albuquerque to advance into the Final Four. Albuquerque would get back into the Final Four through the losers bracket. La Cueva beating Cleveland to advance through. So Cleveland played Las Cruces. Cleveland would get one set against the Bulldogs, but Las Cruces winning 3-1 in that. And then the other Bulldogs would lose to the La Cueva Bears. La Cueva last year played against Las Cruces in the final. It was 3-1. Las Cruces the year before that played against Cibola. That one was 3-1, and this year is no different than those last two seasons. A just almost impossible team to beat right now are the Las Cruces Bulldogs. They would win their third straight state championship here at the Rio Rancho Event Center. And, I mean, just a fantastic showing, a really great tournament overall. State volleyball, if you want to go check it out next year, the best way to do it, you go down to the Rio Rancho Event Center, you sit there 3 days of volleyball. I mean, from Sunday to sunset. Whoop, I must have skipped single A, my bad. So the single A volleyball, we had the Melrose Buffaloes as the number 1 seed. They beat Queimado to advance to the Final Four. The Logan Longhorns, they advanced by beating Elida. We also had Gateway and Queimado in there. Queimado, who were knocked out by Melrose, for Melrose to advance. They fought their way through the one-loss bracket. Queimado would beat the Longhorns, the number 2 seed, in straight sets in the semifinals. Then Melrose would beat Gateway Christian. But it was straight sets for the Queimado Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly, as the Queimado Eagles, the number 4 seed, advanced and beat the top seed to win that one 3-0. Congratulations to Queimado. You know, one of the few situations where we had the lower seed advancing up and winning. I think the only one, other than the Cobre Indians. So Cobre and Melrose were the two to get, or Cobre and Queimado rather, were the two to win that one. So that concludes our thoughts on state volleyball. So we have one more state championship that we're going to talk about. That is 6-man football. We will be going over that one in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break right now, though, on the Proview Sports Report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of Proview Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. Is a proud supporter of Proview Networks. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of Proview Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Proview Sports Report. We are back here in the heart of championship season. The fun time of the year is blue trophies, red trophies, medals, everything being given out. And so we are on to only one sport left to give away some championships to. And we will start with the six-man state championships. The number 2 Longhorns 10-1, Grady undefeated. The number 1, the Broncos rather. And this game starts out, the number 1 seed is looking hot right here. You see that throw from Caden Croy. Croy hits it into the hands of Xander Ciancio, and he runs that one in for the touchdown. Grady is coming out the gates firing in the first half. You see they're up here 25-0 before Logan's Aiden Kotara. Last year, Logan won, and it was on the back of Kotara. He hits that one to Schoonover, and that's the only points that Logan would get here. We see this 4th and 15, Grady deep in their own zone, and yet that ball gets thrown over, and it's a foot race. Noah Stanfield for the Broncos. Stanfield runs that one in for the touchdown, and so Grady goes into the second half up 31-6 over Logan. This one's over, right? Over. Well, we start the third quarter, and it's a breakaway run here, and making his way in was Stratton Schoonover for his second touchdown of the day. Still a big hole to climb as Logan get this ball back. They didn't give up a touchdown here. Looking around is Kotara. Kotara out to his right. Zips that one over to Marshall Ortega, and Ortega has his feet taken out, but it doesn't matter. He's got the touchdown. Logan, what's going on here? This game's over, right? Well, now they're down 11. And back into scoring position. Defense holding up strong. Schoonover gets it over to Kotara. Kotara for his own run. Kotara in for the touchdown. What? This was 31-6 at half. And so Grady, we got 5 minutes to go. Looking to make this a 2-score game. The throw coming here from Trey Rush. And it's behind Ciancio. Ball back to the Longhorns. You see 3 minutes left on the clock. Kotara hits a little screener to Marshall Ortega, and Ortega would take this one in with 3 minutes to go. The Longhorns took back the lead, pitching a shutout in the second half here. Grady, though, with 2 minutes to go, they've got themselves a chance. They will pitch that one out. Trying to make his way to the edge is Summerall, but then that one is stripped out by Mason Wallen. So under 2 minutes to go, Mason Wallen takes the ball away. And the Logan Longhorns, who are down 31-6 at half, pitch a shutout in the second half, win this one 32-31. Their only loss on the season was a 1-point loss to Grady. The Logan Longhorns are back-to-back state champions in six-man football as the blue trophy back to Logan. You see the boys celebrate here, and we've got Sebastian Noel with the players of the game.
Mason Wallen, the strip sack. That looks really cold, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, that looks freezing.
All right, the strip and the recovery, you took it away, and then you just fell right on it. What was going through your mind when you made that last defensive play there?
I didn't really know what was going I just went for the ball, I guess. Just came around the corner, caught him right, got to the ball, and then dove on it, and it was wraps after that.
When did you kind of feel that momentum turning in that second half?
Oh, definitely whenever I kicked it into the end zone after the half was over.
All right, go celebrate. Aiden,
good.
Come on in, man.
Let's go, Aiden.
Wow, what did we just watch in that second half?
A great team coming back from a big point deficit, just coming back to win.
What was the vibe in the locker room? You got to tell me about some of those conversations. Was it a lot of coaching? Was it a lot of you guys? Who led that conversation at halftime? Just take me in that locker room a little bit.
There was a lot of coach coming in, very disappointed for sure. I could see it, yeah. They didn't want to yell at us, though, but they definitely turned us up, and we got it back, and we changed it.
I mean, you looked flustered in that first half. That defense on the other side looked like they were stopping everything you guys were trying to do. What was so different in the second half?
Second half, we had more, enthusiasm, more drive, more want. We just wanted to go get it. We wanted
All right, go
So the Logan Longhorns beat Grady 32-31 to make it back-to-back state championships for Logan. Two teams very close to each other. Again, the only loss on the season was to Grady earlier in the year, so congratulations to them. They're the first ones who get themselves a blue trophy in football, which is our final sport to give out blue trophies to. Coming up this weekend, we've got the 8-man state championships. That will be in Fort Sumner as the Melrose Buffaloes is going to be taking on the Fort Sumner Foxes, Fort Sumner House. That is this Friday at 7 p.m. Then it's going to be on the NFHS network. Fort Sumner House beating the Sea Valley Christian, and Melrose taking down Tatum. Both of those some pretty big scores, so that's going to be an exciting one. Again, that is this weekend, and also this weekend, the rest of our football championships are going to be in their semifinals. So, in the 2A, Texaco, who've been in the state championship as long as I can remember, our man Alden Iowani keeps going out to Texaco to watch those. They'll be playing Hozo Academy in Texaco, and then the Cardinals will be coming up to Bernalillo High School, where Legacy Academy, they've already taken a volleyball state championship this year. They will be playing Eunice for a chance to make it into the 2A football championship. It would be their first. It was only a couple of years ago that Legacy Academy was playing in the sub-11-man footballs. Into the 3A football championships. This weekend we've got St. Michael's hosting New Mexico Military Academy, the 5 seed, coming up to play the number 1 seed. And then the Demons of Dexter will be hosting the Hope Christian Huskies. So both both higher seeds will be getting their chances to host the championships for that, of course, coming the weekend after Thanksgiving. On to the 4A. And in that one, we've got the top 2 seeds of the 2 teams that were in it last year. Bloomfield will be going to Taos this year as they take on the 4-seed Tigers, and then St. Pius hosting Chaparral Lobos at Nusenda Community Stadium. That will be on the NFHS network. Into 5A football. For the 5A, it's the Artesia Bulldogs traveling to Lovington as they owe Lovington the 1 seed and the 4 seed there. The Bulldogs, who've been in the championship the last 3 years. Last year they visited the Roswell Coyotes, who will be visiting Gadsden this year. Gadsden, the 6 seed, upsetting Los Alamos last weekend, and now they'll be hosting the Coyotes for a chance into the 5A championship. The 6A, it will be the La Cueva Bears hosting the Las Cruces Bulldogs, and the Cleveland Storm hosting the Hobbs Eagles. While we talk about this, let's look at our schedule for this weekend. As Friday, we've got that 8-man championship and the semifinal of the Las Cruces Bulldogs and the La Cueva Bears. On Saturday on Proview Sports on the NFHS network, we've got ourselves the St. Pius X Sartans hosting the Chaparral Logos, 1 p.m. NFHS network. Basketball action as the Highland Cowgirls take on the Western Mustangs, 12 p.m. on Flow College and Comcast. Next week, if you're the one person watching this today, you're the first to find out. We start basketball. Monday, we've got the Hilltoppers at Rio Rancho. We've got a couple doubleheaders for you on Tuesday. And on Comcast Channel 26, Tuesday, Volcano Vista Albuquerque High School doubleheader starts at 5:30. You can find all of this information on our website at proviewNetworks.com and catch all of these games on the NFHS Network, Game Vision, Flow Sports, wherever you're watching us. We want to say thank you, and for our director, producer, Alden Iowani, Aaron Rivera, saying thanks for watching the Proview Sports Report.